Guys, it's Lost in Plot. We're here with your week in review.
That's right. We've got 3 topics we want to talk about this week, and let's start with the first one, which is Netflix doing an adaptation of BIOSHOCK. Now, BIOSHOCK is one of the greatest video games of all time.
Greatest video game stories of all time.
It was a first-person shooter. I can't even remember what year it came out in. Maybe 2007, around there?
Yeah, early aughts, I want to say.
A first-person shooter that took you to an underwater city in the 1940s and was also steeped in objectivism, this philosophy from Ayn Rand was very famous for.
Yeah, an amazing philosophy, Art Deco, underwater city, 1940s.
Incredible game, one of my favorites.
Unbelievable atmosphere, incredible twisty-turny story with these creative characters and ideas that were brought up. It was just a cavalcade of creative energy. It was wild. It was an incredible romp, and it's remembered to this day because it was so inventive.
It was a smash success, but you can imagine with an underwater city, production budget is going to be high.
Tack on to that a moral philosophy and exploration of ideas that really pulls no punches and is certainly going to ruffle some feathers, and you've got it coming from both ends.
And an absolute R rating for grisly violence and profanity, so you can't even get a PG-13 out of it.
No, you're going all out if you're going anywhere near the city of Rapture.
A very expensive undertaking for a very small, narrow audience, and that's why it failed twice before. Almost in production. So twice they almost made it into a film, and twice they killed it.
Gore Verbinski was tapped to direct it at one point in time.
Gore Verbinski was going to direct it from a script that was written by John Logan, and that got shelved because of budget. They tried to resurrect it a few years later. Gore Verbinski was producing it for another director, and then again killed over budget concerns.
Were they using the same script from John Logan?
I don't think so. But now Netflix has it, and they're going to do it. They're going to produce a feature on BIOSHOCK. Do you give them any credit? What do you think Netflix can do here?
It depends. I'll give them credit if they don't pull any punches and really wade out into the subject matter and tackle some of these philosophies and ideas and really delve into it and don't pull a punch. If it's watered down with bullshit and they're just running around with a tepid story and they set it in Rapture and try to just capitalize off the IP, then it could be disastrous.
So much about this would be spectacular if they can get it right. Now, BIOSHOCK was really created by a guy named Ken Levine. He was the game director and writer behind BIOSHOCK, and he is a interesting guy to say the least. So he's one of these creative types. There was a very good article about him a month or two back on Kotaku talking about his production process, because when you create such a smash success like BIOSHOCK was, now you've got all these investors saying, you have free reign, free creativity, and we're going to dump all this money in your pocket, make us something that's the greatest of all time. And what you get for all that is a very, very long development process and probably jack shit at the end of it. You probably get dick, and that's what Ken Levine's been giving them. He's been giving everybody dick for many years now. There was BIOSHOCK Infinite, which underwhelmed everybody when that came out. Did you play that at all?
I did.
And now he killed the studio that he was a part of. He's gone and he's made a new studio, and he's been working on his next game for something like 7 years.
It's a long time. Gestating for quite a while there.
It makes you think that with these creative types, you do have to give them some kind of parameter. You can't give them free reign.
You got to pigeonhole them and force them to work within certain constraints and then see how they can flourish.
Sometimes the constraints are what people need. And ultimate creative freedom means they just spin their wheels and keep changing their mind and changing directions. And that's what kind of suffered or made BIOSHOCK Infinite suffer so much. And that's why whatever new game we'll probably never see it at this point. I don't know.
Well, we'll wait and see on that. We're also going to reserve judgment on Netflix BIOSHOCK. I'll be looking forward to when the first teaser trailer drops.
Yeah, and I'll say Ken Levine has nothing to do with the film adaptation that I'm aware of. Not in a writing or creative capacity. So that's our first topic. We're going to stick with Netflix for our second topic because they came out with their slate of 2022 films. Ooh. And we are going to play a game here. I'm going to make you the studio head over at Netflix and pitch you some of these.
I've got my hand on the green light, the other one on the red light.
And we're going to see if this pitch with this cast and everything is something that you would make, or if you just cancel it, throw it down the shitter.
I'm ready. Let's hear them.
Okay, here we go. Starting with the first one here. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Bring it on.
So, a time-traveling pilot teams up with his younger self and his late father to come to terms with his past while saving the future. Your director is Sean Levy. It is starring Ryan Reynolds, Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Garner. It is called The Adam Project.
Get the fuck out of here.
You're not making that?
No.
Ryan Reynolds? It's another Ryan Reynolds playing himself movie.
Time-traveling pilot. Teams up with himself and his father.
No, that's a hard pass on that.
That's a pass for me.
The next one here is called Windfall, a Hitchcockian thriller following a wealthy couple who arrive at their vacation home only to find it's being robbed. Now, this one was written by Justin Lader and, a name from the past, Andrew Kevin Walker.
Oh!
Directed by
Writer of
Charlie
Seven.
McDowell, starring Jason Segel, Jesse Plemons, and Lily Collins.
All right, a little bit light on the premise. It could certainly work. I'd like to see a little bit of more of a nuance than that, but I'm gonna green light that given the cast and crew.
All right, there's your first production under your banner.
What was it
Very
called?
good. Windfall.
Windfall.
Windfall. That's actually coming out next month.
Oh
March.
boy.
You ready for your next one?
Yes.
Operation Mincemeat. Now, this one is hoping to change the course of World War II and save tens of thousands of lives. Two intelligence officers plot to break Hitler's deadly grip on Europe by recruiting the most unlikely secret agent, a dead man. Based on the book Operation Mincemeat, the true spy story that changed the course of World War II by Ben McIntyre. John Madden is your director. Your cast is Colin Firth, Matthew McCadden, Kelly MacDonald, Penelope Wilton, and Johnny Flynn. Are you making that one?
That cast is pretty weak, but I'm making that, especially if it's based off a book. I would trust that the source material will help see it through.
All right, there's your second one. Look at that. You've already got 2 green lights.
2 green lights.
Your slate's coming together. Let's go for a comedy now.
And watch, those 2 will bomb and the Ryan Reynolds one will soar.
Oh, you know the Ryan Reynolds one's going to soar. Comedy now. Senior year. After a cheerleader falls off a pyramid and into a 20-year coma, she wakes up as a 37-year-old woman ready to return to high school, regain her status, and claim the prom queen crown that eluded her.
Oh, Jesus.
So Alex Hardcastle is your director. This one is starring Rebel Wilson, Alicia Silverstone, Justin Hartley.
What's it called?
Senior year.
No. This one's not making it out
No?
of the gate. No.
You don't like the comedy?
That one's not making it out of the gate.
Okay. Beauty. A gifted young black woman struggles to maintain her voice and identity after she's offered a lucrative recording contract. This happens to all of us. Who couldn't empathize with this?
Well, what happens next?
Did you need anything else? That's all you need.
Good pass.
Giancarlo Esposito's in it.
Oh, well, good for him.
Blonde, based on a best-selling novel from 5-time Pulitzer Prize finalist Joyce Carol Oates.
All right, get to it.
Blonde is a boldly reimagined private story of the world's most famous sex symbol, Marilyn Monroe. The film is a fictional portrait of the model, actress, and singer during the 50s and 60s, told through the modern lens of celebrity culture, based on her book. The cast is Anna de Armas as Marilyn Monroe, Adrian Brody, Bobby Cannavale.
I mean, I'm not going to watch it.
You're not going to watch it,
It seems fine.
but you'll put it out on your Netflix.
Yeah, why not? There'd be enough people to watch that.
Fair enough. Day Shift. Jamie Foxx stars as a hard-working blue-collar dad who just wants to provide a good life for his quick-witted daughter. But his mundane San Fernando Valley pool cleaning job is a front for his real source of income, hunting and killing vampires as part of an I'm not done! Hunting and killing vampires as part of an international union of vampire hunters. Day Shift with Jamie Foxx. Are you buying it?
I'm buying it. There's a green light on Day Shift. I love Jamie Foxx. He's a hard-working blue-collar guy.
Jamie Foxx, Dave Franco, Snoop Dogg.
Uh-oh.
Hey, you bought it.
There's a Franco in there? I didn't know there was a Franco when I bought it.
Too late. It's too late. It's been sold. You can't turn back now.
Man.
Oh, big one here. The Gray Man. When the CIA's most skilled mercenary, whose true identity is known to none, accidentally uncovers dark agency secrets, a psychopathic former colleague puts a bounty on his head, setting off a global manhunt by international assassins, based on the book series The Gray Man by Mark Greaney. Your directors are the Russo brothers, Anthony and Joe Russo.
Okay.
Your stars are Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas. This is their big one. Are you buying this? This is a big pitch. This is a high-budget, expensive shit.
No, I'm not going to buy that one.
You're not going to green light that?
No, there's not enough stakes. What do I care if the two unknown CIA assassins going to hunt each other across the world? I don't care.
There you go. This is the biggest release Netflix is planning.
It may be great.
You just killed it.
I got a problem with that
It
premise.
doesn't make...
I don't think it's going to work.
Okay, here's an interesting one. Interceptor. When 16 nuclear missiles are launched at the U.S. and a violent, coordinated attack simultaneously threatens her remote missile interceptor station. Jesus. One Army lieutenant must utilize her years of tactical training and military expertise to save humanity as we know it. Produced by Chris Hemsworth, directed by Matthew Riley. Cast is Elsa Pataki?
No, pass on that. It's not interesting enough.
No?
No, there's no irony. There's no
With
big
all the,
hook.
all the
It's
missiles and
what,
her
there's
remote
16 of
missiles
them,
station.
and she's going to have to rely on her
Almighty.
competence to stop them. Like,
what are you
talking about?
I
Like,
barely
what's
got
that?
through the log line on that one.
Yeah, rough.
Oh, here we go. This one's called Metal Lords. Here's your pitch. 2 kids start a metal band in high school where exactly 2 kids care about metal. They can't find a bassist, but there is one girl who plays the cello. They need to work together if they're going to win the Battle of the Bands. This comes to us from D.B. Weiss of Game of Thrones. Now remember, Netflix gave those 2 guys a massive mega contract to produce things for them.
This is what they come up with?
And this is what you got. You thought you'd get more...
Misfit Garage Band.
You thought you'd get more Game of Thrones? What? Oh, no.
You can't have that.
No. I'm selling you Metal Lords. Are you buying it?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
You already did if you're Netflix, so I mean, you just take whatever they give you at this point.
I suppose.
A deadly female assassin comes out of hiding to protect the daughter that she gave up years before while on the run from dangerous men. This is Jennifer Lopez, called The Mother.
Come on. How are they even producing that? Like, do they not know how bad that one's going to flop?
It's a deadly female assassin. She's in hiding. She comes out to protect the daughter that she gave up because men are threatening her. There's dangerous men out there.
Get out of here with this bullshit. That's not even an interesting idea. Next.
Okay. Oh, next we have The Pale Blue Eye. It's a project Scott Cooper has wanted to helm for more than a decade. The film is a gothic thriller that revolves around a series of fictional murders that took place in 1830 at the United States Military Academy West Point and surrounds a young cadet the world would come to know as Edgar Allan Poe. Played by Harry Melling, Christian Bale portrays retired detective Augustus Landor, tasked with investigating the murders. The Pale Blue Eye is based on Louis Bayard's best-selling novel of the same name. Bale is producing alongside director-writer Scott Cooper. Are you buying that one?
I'm buying that one. Christian Bale will not lead me astray.
Okay. We'll try this. The School for Good and Evil. Best friends Sophie and Agatha find themselves on opposing sides of a modern fairy tale when they're swept away into an enchanted school where young heroes and villains are trained to protect the balance of good and evil, based on the best-selling book series. Directed by Paul Feig. He's no longer doing lady comedies. This is what he's doing. This one stars Charlize Theron, Kerry Washington, Lawrence Fishburne, Michelle Yeoh, Sophia Wiley. Are you buying that?
Yeah, I'll buy that one. I'm not going to watch it, but I'll buy it. Other people can watch
A young girl discovers a secret map to the dream world of Slumberland. With the help of an eccentric outlaw, she traverses dreams and flees nightmares with the hope that she will be able to see her late father again. Your director is Francis Lawrence. Your cast is Jason Momoa and Marlo Barkley, Chris O'Dowd, Kyle Chandler. Are you buying Slumberland?
I'm buying Slumberland.
You bought it! In the near future, 2 young convicts grapple with their pasts in a facility run by a brilliant visionary who experiments on inmates with emotion-altering drugs, based on the New Yorker article Escape from Spiderhead. This is Spiderhead, starring Chris Hemsworth, Miles Teller.
No.
No, you're not buying that?
No. After you name the cast, I'm not buying it.
Okay. Last one. Wendell and Wild. From the delightfully wicked minds of Henry Selick and Jordan Peele.
Get to it.
Comes Wendell and Wild, an animated tale about scheming demon brothers, Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele, who enlist the aid of 13-year-old Cat Elliott, a tough teen, with a load of guilt to summon them to the land of the living. But what Cat demands in return leads to a brilliantly bizarre and comedic adventure like no other, an animated fantasy that defies the law of life and death, all told through the handmade artistry of stop motion.
That's a bit risky, but I like Key and Peele.
Well, this is the director of Coraline and The Nightmare Before Christmas doing another stop motion with Key and Peele.
You've got to take it.
Gotta take it. So there we go.
There's a Netflix slate. Not
Greenlit
devoid of interest.
a handful of those, and shit-canned a handful of them, too.
Indeed.
We'll see. I think the big ones, you were a big no on. The Adam Project with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And then, of course, The Gray Man with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. I mean, you know exactly what the Adam Project's going to be, because you've seen the movie a million times, right? And you know exactly the shtick you're going to get from Ryan Reynolds, but it's yet to wear out its welcome, because audiences still buy into it, so give them more of the same. And that's what they're likely to do. And then with The Gray Man, I think it's just a bunch of pretentious, self-serious people trying to tell this story of these two, like I said, these two CIA agents hunting each other. But there's really nothing in the balance other than their own narcissism and their rivalry with one another. And that, to me, just leaves it a bit out there, despite whatever talent might be attached to the project.
Interesting. And that was a long, long list of stuff. If you're wondering why you're paying $2 more a month for Netflix, it's because of that.
That's what you're paying.
It's because of that long list of titles. So I hope you're excited about all those.
There you go.
Woo!
Is that our news for the week?
No, we've got one more. We've got one more topic. And that is The Lord of the Rings. Because we had the first teaser trailer for Amazon's new Lord of the Rings series. And I don't even remember what it was called. It's like The Power of the Rings or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's set before the events of the books, I think. And it looks like a quite diverse cast, does it not? What were your thoughts on the teaser of...
Diverse cast aside, it looks like utter and total shit. It looks nothing like The Lord of the Rings. It looks more like the other Amazon fantasy series that just came out, Ring of Power or whatever the nonsense was. Do you recall what the name of that show was?
Oh, God.
Based off the book series?
The Wheel of Time.
The Wheel of Time, yeah.
Wheel of Time.
It looks like an extension of the Wheel of Time, which is to say it looks like utter and total trash. All right? Nothing here looks like it's rendered with any care at all. It looks like they're just slapping elf ears on people and have them shoot bow and arrows, but they've done very little to render anything that's authentic to what looks like Tolkien. And the stories they like... Obviously, they're interested in diversity. It's on full tilt, right? But whether or not they're going to have any chops at storytelling, I don't know. But this did not look intriguing or interesting at all. From an art design, from a story standpoint, from a character standpoint, no.
It does nothing to silence our criticisms that what Amazon is throwing out there is just filtered through whatever algorithm that they seem to have. And they said, well, we want Lord of the Rings, but hey, we need diversity in there. So what does the algorithm tell us to do about that? And this is what we see. This is what we see, this new teaser trailer for The Lord of the Rings. So how loyal do they have to be to the source material here?
Well, I think they've got to be exceptionally loyal because Tolkien has a rabid fan base, and Tolkien is an amazing writer, and his grasp of the English language and the way in which he renders his story is second to none. So
it sounds like you're in a bad situation.
Change it at your own risk.
Yeah.
Try to make it your own at your own risk, because this isn't source material that's very easy to improve upon. Oof. And you better have some exceptional creative talent to take liberties with something as precious as Tolkien.
I think this was absolutely, without doubt, a misstep. If you want to launch something this big, you better give people something familiar that they know and get that over with audiences first before you start changing shit around. Get them to buy in by showing them that you can handle handle the property in a respectful way. And this teaser is not signaling that to anybody. It's a new story. It's not following the books. You've changed a lot of things. You're not being loyal to your source material. And it looks just like the Wheel of Time, and it's another situation. This is the most expensive,
just like the Wheel of Time,
the most expensive production going right now.
And it didn't look impressive. If all that money's in there, it didn't look too great in that teaser trailer, which is bad. That's a real bad sign.
And the audience response has been overwhelmingly negative. So Amazon's got more money than they know what to do with. So maybe they're not too worried at this point, but this is not shaping up well. This is not the debut that you wanted when you bought that uber expensive Super Bowl spot for your big mega series to come out.
How you wanted to make a splash and show people your money was well spent, but it looks like this could be a pretty expensive failure.
So that's what we've got for this week in review.
Guys, what did you think about the news of this week? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Any movies you would greenlight for Netflix? Any thoughts on the Lord of the Rings teaser? Everything else that we mentioned? Please let us know. Like and subscribe. Check us out on Twitter, and we will see you all on the next one.